So, let's give it a go. Part 1. Inspiration is everything. My job at AKQA is to inspire a creative department. My job at AKQA is to inspire an agency. My job is to inspire clients. And my job is to inspire our clients' audience. My job here today is to inspire you, my work. If I just inspire one person here to do better work, I'll do my job. Because that's what we're here about. Doing brilliant creative work. Beware the lollipop of mediocrity. Take it once and it'll suck forever. This was Brian Wilson. I'm not sure how many of you know who Brian Wilson is. He's from the Beach Boys. Not the world's best philosopher, but a great quote. If you settle for second best, if you ever compromise, if you ever hear yourself say, this piece of work will do, let's just get it out of the door, it's better than what we had before, you're on the road to ruin. The work you need to produce is to be to the highest standard. We have a saying at AKQA, we believe that you're only as good as your next piece of work. We never rest on our laurels, we always look what works well, and we always look to see how we can improve ourselves. You have my attention, you have the minimum amount. This is a quote from The Social Network, an amazing film. The quote was sent to me by our co-founder and chairman, Ajaaz Ahmed. I couldn't agree with him more. And he said that this might as well be the mantra of a generation. It's so true. People spending less time in more places. It's naive of us to think that people are automatically going to take notice of our advertising messages. Did you know that people see over 3,000 marketing messages a day? And remember, that's in 1%. If your message does get through, you've got 50 milliseconds to engage that person. That's 1/20 of a second. That's why our work needs to be more exciting, more rewarding, and more engaging. So I'm here to kind of give you some inspiration where some of our best ideas come from. Big thing for us at the moment is social media. Social media is a term I'm not happy with. It's a bit like new media was, about 10 years ago. The name will change. The social is going to be huge. The best brands of tomorrow will be social. Brands are going to have to change. The reason they're going to have to change is because brands are no longer what? They are whose. In the same way that I might be a brand, I've got blue jeans, a jumper, and I'm broadcasting a message to you. There's much more to me than that. There's values, there's personality. The successful brands of tomorrow will engage people in social media through relevant conversations. They will have these conversations with meaning and integrity. The people that will engage with brands socially, the ones that trust them and they respect them. Brands need to behave responsibly and honestly. I said it once before, the best brands of tomorrow will be social. The funny thing is that for us at AKQA, it's nothing new. We've been doing social projects for 12 years. Here's one we did last year. It's called The Chance. This is a project for Iceland. Last year, during the World Cup, there was an amazing TV ad called Bright the Future by Wayne Kennedy. An amazing TV ad. Mag came to us and asked us, how could we get teenage footballers to relate to Bright the Future? We came up with the idea of The Chance. What this was to enable teenage footballers from around the world to play and to win a 1 year's professional football contract at the Nike Academy. Through Facebook, setting up a fan page, they were to post videos of themselves playing football. They were there to convey their passion and the love of the game. And through that, our talent scouts would then invite 75,000 people in 41 countries around the world to trials in 41 countries. Those will then whittle down to 100 people We're then brought to London for a final trial to win a one-year contract at AKQA.
This is our dream, this is our future. We're playing for our future here.
$75,000 teenagers took part in 41 countries. 17,000 Facebook fan pages were created, and it reached an audience of 5.5 million people. The best ideas come when you respect your audience. Great ideas come from when you know what motivates people, what drives people, what appeals to people's hearts and minds. Great ideas are born out of brilliant insights. Just as importantly, great ideas are born out of understanding technology. Understanding how technology is having an impact on audiences' lives, how it's changing their behaviour. Great ideas understand that the audience will always ask, so what? What's in it for me? So there's two parts to every solution. One, how can we dramatically influence our client's business in a positive way? And second, what do we want our audience to do, and what are they going to get out of it? Fundamentally, at AKQA, we believe that great ideas make people's lives better. This is a project where 90 came to us and said, we want to motivate and inspire young female women. We did some insights and research, and we saw that these young women, they wanted to stay fit. And to stay fit, they knew it meant hard work, and hard work meant going down to the gym all the time. And how many people here have got gym membership and never actually go as often as they like? So the solution seems really obvious, but probably wasn't achievable 5 years ago. We gave them their own personal trainer in a mobile app. This is a personal trainer that has over 90 different workouts. That was launched earlier this year. It's done quite well. It's had 3.2 million downloads. It's been #1 in the lifestyle apps in 21 countries and over 48 million minutes of training have happened through the app. It's a free app. You can download it and you can start using it. It's good to be first. It's better to be good. Better to be good. The reason why I go into work every day, the reason why I get excited, is because we can invent things. We can sit with pieces of paper and we can think to ourselves, what if we do this? Technology has enabled us to create phenomenal products and services and campaigns. But a piece of advice around technology: don't chase the latest fad. Use technology that is relevant for your audience. And if you're coming up with ideas, don't get to understand the technology in its entirety. My philosophy is I try to understand about 20% of it, and then let my imagination fill the other 80%. At AKQA we've got a large technology department, and we go to them with creative ideas, and not once, and this is the truth, in 13 years, has anyone from our technology department said, no, we can't do that. We had a joke that their department said yes. They will always go away and think, I'm not sure how that would have done, I'll come back with a solution. If their first answer had been no, 80% of the products and services and campaigns that we create would never have been achieved. An example of this was for Nigella's Cook Collection. It was, if you don't know who Nigella is, she's a celebrity chef in the UK. She wanted to have a recipe book in an app. And while we were developing this for her, we said, one of the problems you have is that no one's going to want to use this in the kitchen because nobody's want to touch the screen through the recipe while they're cooking with these fingers. So we had to think of an idea, a solution. And one of the ideas we came up with was, well, what if it was voice activated and you could move through each step of the recipe using just 2 words, forwards and backwards. But 12 months ago, when we were developing this, voice recognition wasn't very good. So we got Terry, our QA guy, 6'4", in a dark room for 2 weeks, and he worked out how he could change and adapt the voice recognition software to recognise just 2 words. But what he also had to do was allow it not to be children speaking, be TVs in the background, wash machines, doorbells, and everything else that we would hear in the kitchen. So it's a great example of how we overcame a problem through an internet.
There are times when side dishes deserve to be given centre stage. I mean, whether it's a starter or a soup or a salad. I think these are meals in themselves if they're done right.
Forwards, forwards, backwards.
That's Nadia's quick collection. It became #1 lifestyle app immediately. And if you had a look at the charts, it was #1 and #2 was Kama Sutra, showing that food's better than sex. Pursuit of perfection. There's no point having a brilliant idea if it's not executed to the highest standard. At AKQA, we look at every detail, we look at every font, every colour, every interaction, every sound, every piece of functionality. We obsess over the details. A lot of the work we do for iPads and iPhones require us to work iteratively. What that means is work rapidly. And the biggest learning that I've had this year is that if you're building something like that, build a prototype, and build a prototype as quickly as possible, and test it with real people. And when I mean that, I mean not digitally native people. Test with your audience, people who are actually going to use this, or use your product. Gordon Kingsley came to us and said, we'd like to transform publishing. We'd like to take the human body book, which is a 600-page encyclopedia of the human body, and put it in an app. This was a huge, complex challenge for us. The reason being is that a book is very linear, an app isn't. People can dive in and out of content wherever they like. So we had to create something that told the story of the human body, allowed people to find the content they were looking for, but also behave in a way that was intuitive. One of the brilliant things in that, we saw the heart and we saw the ripples. This is because we built in haptic feedback. What haptic feedback is, it's a low frequency sound that allows you to feel the beating of the heart. So to summarise part 1, before I go on to part 2, is the key things are, it's very important to understand your client's business and to shift the needle of what they are requiring. The second is to understand your audience, what they want. Fundamentally, an audience is wanting to be inspired. They want to be enabled. They want to be made better. And they want to be able to share their content. I've got 12 minutes left. It's part 2. Story of everything, part 2. This is about education, the things that we've kind of learned along the way, some hints, help, and some advice. Forget everything. Forget what you've been taught. Whenever you approach your next brief, forget all your preconceived ideas. Forget what you've done before. Forget what other people are doing. Don't compare yourself to other people. As soon as you start to compare yourself to other people, what's been done before, you will lose that innovative edge. Pablo Picasso, European too. All children are born artists. The problem is to remain artists as we grow up. It's not just creative people who can have ideas and be artistic. At AKQA we work very collaboratively. We get ideas, and I get ideas from people in our technology department, from our user experience department, from our client services. And we work very collaboratively with our clients. We see them as an extension of us, and we hope they see us as an extension of them. So here I've got 7 gists. What are gists? Gists are the essence of an idea. They're not the idea in its entirety. They're just individual thoughts that hopefully inspire you. Gist 1. Imagine the impossible. Don't be restricted by what you know and what you can do and what you can achieve. There are specialists out there that can do a million things better than I can. But what I like to do is know a little and imagine a lot. Know a little bit about the product or the service or the technology, and let my imagination imagine what's the best thing that can be done, not what's the best thing that I can do. Just 2. Always go too far. This quote's a bit of an urban legend in AKQA. It's from one of our market clients, Jack Girl, who once said, if you don't go far enough with an idea, I'll always be disappointed. But if you do go far enough, I can always pull you back. And that's so true. With any of the designers that I work with, we always say, I'd rather see more ideas, more crazy ideas, than boring. Just 3, computers don't have ideas. If you want to be culture creative, genre defining, you're not going to do it while you're sat behind a computer. Get out there, experience stuff. The fact that you're all here is a brilliant thing. But yeah, you're not going to come up with the next greatest idea sat behind a computer. Just 4, create wonder, not advertising. Don't think about what we do as advertising. Think about it as storytelling. You'll remember the first time you read an amazing story or watched an amazing film. It's a feeling you get here. Create wonder, not advertising. Just 5. Great ideas are 6 words long. Many of the ideas I'm presenting are too complex, too difficult. Most ideas do one thing really well. And what I say to creatives is you should title your ideas, brand your ideas. First of all, title them in less than 6 words. Second, send me the idea as a tweet in less than 140 characters. The other thing I ask them to do is send me as a press release. Now that's not my original idea, I'm sure a lot of you know where that's from. And the third thing is, send it to me as a story. How does it fit into the lives of the people that are going to use it and interact with it? Just 6. Resources versus resourcefulness. A lot of people come to me going, we haven't got the resources, we haven't got the time, we haven't got the money, we haven't got the talent. And I'd say, I think that's a lack of resourcefulness. Don't come to me with what you can't do. Come to me with the things that you need and how to help you support and do it. Nothing is impossible, only difficult. And anything that's worth doing takes forever. Just 7. If you're not shitting yourself, you're not doing something new. Your comfort zone should be set to uncomfortable. You should always be pushing yourself. And you'll know when you're pushing yourself because you'll have that feeling inside, that panic, that worry. You should have that. And if you haven't had that for the last month, you should start shitting yourself, to be honest. Always push yourself further than you think you can go. I guarantee you it will always be worth it. So to sum up everything I've been talking about, I want to show you one more case study. And this is for Heineken, and this is called Star Player. Heineken came to us last year and said, we want to amplify our sponsorship of the UEFA Championships League. We looked into this and we saw a few insights. One, 70% of people that watch a UEFA Champions League game are doing it at home on their own. The second insight was that people are sat in front of the TV with their laptops, their iPhones, their iPads. And the third is that whenever these games are on, people are banking with each other. They're sharing their football knowledge. So we came up with this idea of dual screening gamification of the UEFA Champions League. And what this is while there's a live game playing, on your mobile you can play along and anticipate the key events of any game, such as a corner kick, a free kick, or a penalty. By anticipating what's going to happen, you get rewarded with points. The more points you get, the more you move up the league. We've got a global league, we've also set up a private league. But the reason why this sums up everything I've been talking about is because we looked at the future for our inspiration. It had great insight. It's crafted beautifully. And most of all, we were definitely shitting ourselves.
The UEFA Champions League is watched by over 1 billion people worldwide, often on their own, at home. We wanted to make their TV experience more like being a fan in the stands, more active, more social, more thrills. This is Heineken Star Player. Star Player gives you skin in every game. Prove your football instincts by responding live to critical match moments. Anticipate and react in real time as the game plays out, just like the teams on the pitch. Stay one step ahead of the action as you create a stake in every shot, corner, free kick or penalty. Dialing up the tension and getting right inside the game. So no matter who's playing, you'll have a reason to celebrate. Star Player is a world first, exploiting the opportunities of dual screening and connecting viewers with their social network, either via the Star Player iPhone app or the Facebook platform, allowing them to create leagues to compete with their friends and the world, choosing any fixture to play along live, and, as the countdown begins, get in the game. Running in the background while you watch the match, football experts instantly send alerts for every Star Player moment, so every corner, free kick and penalty is an opportunity to score. And for those moments when even the greatest match is slow, there's the chance to prove your knowledge with Heineken bonus questions. If your instincts are sharp and you anticipate a goal is coming, hit the goal now button. If they score within 30 seconds, so do you. See how your score compares with your friends at any time in a match. Check how you stack up against the world and earn rewards for a star performance. Finally, once the full-time whistle blows and the scores are in, share the glory and claim your bragging rights on Facebook. Star Player launched on the 26th of April for the first leg of the semi-finals and immediately set the football world alight, changing the way football is watched forever and delivering a full 90 minutes of brand engagement per player, per game. Star Player kicks off again worldwide in September on multiple platforms for all 125 of next season's UEFA Champions League matches. This is football like never before. This is Heineken Star Player.
Heineken Star Player has been phenomenally successful. On every game there's over 4,000 people playing them online, and brand engagement per game on average is 56 minutes, which is phenomenal.